Okay, guys, I just want to give you a little bit more of a peek into this Travel God's World, God Bless the USA curriculum. This is the Spine curriculum. This book is 324 pages long, and it's got lots of full color pictures in it. It covers an introduction to the United States of America, and then the rest of the book is broken down by region. So let's look at the Southeast states. Snapshots of the South, mapping the South, and then Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, West Virginia, Kentucky, Tennessee, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama. Each of the sections is going to have an introduction to the entire section, as we saw in the Pacific States section in the blog post. And then it covers each of the states individually. It also covers the districts, American Samoa, Northern Mariana Islands, Guam, the U.S. Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico, and then Washington, D.C. And at the end, there's a section on resources with a sample schedule, some blank outline maps, how to teach your children about the 50 states, a U.S. climate map, a physical geography map, a section on geographical terms, and then the states and the capitals for you to practice.
So let's peek inside the God Bless the USA, Exploring States and Territories. This is the Spine book, and specifically I have pulled out the Pacific States unit. The unit begins with some information about the geography of the Pacific States. It's got a map. It talks about natural resources, the foods of the Pacific States, some snapshots of the region. And then it asks the student to map the Pacific States, which you will notice that it asks for rivers and mountain ranges, deserts. My student didn't quite accomplish all of those things, but he did accomplish some of that. And then since my son is very interested in Alaska, I have specifically pulled out the Alaska State piece from this book for you to look at. It talks again about some of the major geographical regions of Alaska, about the people and the history. And there is another mapping activity where they are looking at not only the cities and rivers, etc., but also doing actual map work, looking at directional travel and using a compass. Then they do a little bit more research about places to visit in Alaska, things that are interesting about Alaska, and then Alaskan state facts. All right, and all of this came from the Spine book. It's about 325 pages long. This is your Spine curriculum. If you have littles, I think it's a great idea to use these sorting maps. I have printed out Arizona for my little one. We drew some points and then we labeled places that we have visited in these states. Now, we haven't visited every state, but used to be we were a road schooling family, and we visited about 35 of the 50 states as a family. So we were able to point some different places that we've seen in each of the states. And then she cut out the different pieces and glued them on. I like these. This came from the States and Capitals and the Territories Matching Memory Games. Not States and Capitals. This one came from Flags and Seals. But these are the different territories. You can cut them out longwise and just use them for practicing. Or you can cut them out all of the pieces, flip them over, and use them as a memory game. Or you can cut them out, leave them face up, and use them just to sort and match things. And we had a chance to create our own family flag. My son went with a Pink Floyd theme. My other son went with the Latin, per dea udicium fiat He's been taking Latin for a long time, and I don't speak Latin. And then we have a chicken with a sword on there, which kind of represents our kids, because we raise chickens. All right, from the States and Capitals book, this is just one of the pages out of there. It's more of a fun page, chance to check your memory. For example, color Virginia yellow. Okay, that one's fairly easy. But then color the state whose abbreviation is KY dark blue. Or color the state whose capital is Nashville light blue. Basic states and capitals matching. And then this is another memory game. And that page comes from something completely different that has nothing to do with God Bless the USA. So there are 5 pieces to this curriculum, which I'll look at a little bit further in the downloads, but I just wanted to show you how we've used them.
Now, the state stamps and coins section is exactly what it sounds like. It uses beautiful graphics and illustrations to cover the various stamps and coins that represent each state. It also covers stamp collecting and coin collecting and provides students with resources for further exploration if this is something that they're interested in doing. There are various games. There are some research activities, like the matching game for the stamps. And this is one that we had shown, the Florida stamp. What pictures are in the stamp? Why was each of these pictures chosen to be in the stamp? And what other pictures could have been included? Students are going to have to do a little bit of research about each state to see why those symbols, why those photographs were chosen. Same thing down here with the coins. We have a matching game. We have a section for thinking about it. Then there are memory matching cards. You can cut these out, mix them up. Students can match them, or you can play a game with them. And then you have a chance to create your own family stamp, your own coin. In the digital, not the physical books, but in the digital downloads, there is an answer key that comes with it. Same thing over here in the flag and seal book. The answer key comes with the digital version, but not the physical version. And it talks about why do states have flags, how were the flags chosen, why do states have seals, how were the seals chosen. There is a matching game. It's very similar to the way that the coins and stamp book was set up. The answer key is the same here for the state capitals and abbreviations book. It is not included with the physical book, but it is included with the digital download. And this covers why do we have abbreviations. It covers each of the state's capitals. It includes a little bit of information about each of those capitals. And again, it's broken down by region. It's got information so that you can do side-by-side comparisons. There are places for you to practice writing in the capitals, identifying. This one's a nice coloring one. And then finally, we have the sorting maps. And I thought this would be a great addition to a family who's studying together. This is something that younger kids can do because it's cutting and pasting, reinforces those fine motor skills. They don't have to really do the research. They can just do it along with their big brothers and sisters. Shows the division of the states into the regions. Talks a little bit about capitals, about the flags, about the seals. It's really an introductory level. If you just have an elementary school student, you might just want to start with these sorting maps. So like here's Florida. You would go down and find the pieces to cut and paste into each of these 6. And here's Florida's pieces that you would cut out. If you have a younger student, you might just want to cut them out, all of Florida's, all of Georgia's, and then let them cut them into the 6 pieces and talk about them as they put them on the page. If you have an older student, you really want to like make it difficult for them, you can cut out everything on this page and let them try to find what goes with what. There is an answer key. Again, the answer key comes with the digital version, not with the physical version. And then included with each of those 5 documents that I showed you, because you can buy each of them. You can buy all of them if you want, or you can just get one of them. There is a sampling schedule. So this one takes 4 weeks to do all 5 of the documents, and it breaks it down. On week 1, day 1, Monday, you're going to read aloud from the spine. That's the one we looked at first, pages 11 through 18, and do a floor puzzle of the United States. Week 2, continue reading, fill in one of the blank map outlines that's included on that. And then week 1, Wednesday, continue reading and read aloud from the God Bless the Cookbook, Introduction Cooking American Style. Now, we did not get the cookbook, so I cannot show that to you. We do a lot of home ec with other things, and I just didn't decide to use that. The 4-week schedule only covers Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays.